What's up, you Mighty Morphin MontyVersers? Welcome back. It's another Morphin Monday. That means another Power Ranger reaction video. Nikki, are you ready to continue your first-time watch-through of Power Rangers?
You could say I'm gung ho about it.
Yes, because today is episode 26 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, one of my favorite episodes of all time. Gung Ho. And I'm not even exaggerating. This is 100%. I've went back and I've watched this episode multiple times. I honestly don't know why. I do know why, but I can't talk about any of it until we watch the episode. So, let's just do that. Are you ready?
I'm ready. My expectations are super high now, but I'm sure it'll pay off.
Alright, let's go, guys. We're starting episode 26 of Power Rangers right now. Yeah, Rita.
Yeah.
Rita's just like very... Rita's gung... I guess you could say Rita is gung ho. She just comes out of that dumpster. That space dumpster.
She's just ready to go. She's not tired. Her body didn't, nothing about her body atrophied at all. She's ready.
It's because Finster used the clay on her. Finster had like a little day spa in there. You know what? I wouldn't put that past Finster. Finster is so good at his job. The only one who cares. The only one who does anything.
Which is fair enough. You just have to wonder, how cramped was it after 10,000 years?
I don't know. Imagine it's like the inside of a Pokeball in there, and it's just like the outside is small, but it's infinitely bigger on the inside.
That would be interesting, but then that means Pokemon is canon to Power Rangers.
I mean, Ninja Turtles is. The Team Ninja Finals are this Saturday, don't forget.
I won't forget. I'm marking my Google Calendar.
I love how they just have an event called the Team...
No, I pulled the kick. No, look at it this way.
Hey! You got a lot more work to do before the Team Ninja Finals.
Yeah, this computer-aided training program I created will have you guys in shape in no time.
Yeah, sure.
Guys, thanks for managing us, but I got a lock on this Team Ninja thing. Check this out.
I like to imagine that this was just Austin St. John and Jason David Frank while filming this, and they just left it in the episode.
Guys, this is supposed to be a team competition. Team.
Yeah, but do they have other people to practice with?
I don't know, I just love watching all the people in the background just emotionlessly exercising. This is actually hilarious because Jason has led the Power Rangers for over 25 episodes.
Okay, so they just have to be in sync. They're not actually fighting each other.
They have to be in sync, not Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
I got that beat.
Damn!
Now you two have to learn how to gung ho.
Huh? What?
You know, gung ho. It's Chinese for working together.
Got a gung ho.
You have to learn to work together if you guys want to win the Team Ninja Finals.
Yeah.
Excellent. While they're busy fighting each other, my new Super Puddies will wipe them off the planet.
Super Puddies, see, they came back.
Finally.
They weren't just a one-off.
It actually paid off.
Yeah.
You're supposed to kick on the other side. You punched out a sequence. I had to reverse.
Hey! Okay, come on.
This 100% was them behind the scenes.
Looks like your boys need some work.
Yeah, a lot of work. But don't you worry about it, Bulk. Tommy and Jason are ready for the finals.
Well, they better be.
Yeah.
Because my ninjas are the best.
Let's just not address the fact that Bulk is dressed like a very stereotypical pimp.
That is some heavy competition.
You were looking at the team that is going to win the Ninja Finals.
Ninjas.
I only manage the best. Gentlemen, time for your workout.
But these are the Teen Ninja Finals. Those look like 40-year-old men. Even in the masks.
Also, if they were smart, why would they pick him as a manager?
What the fuck is a Teen Ninja Finals?
Wow, they look like pros to me.
Yeah.
They look like professional ninjas.
Yeah, if they're actual pros, maybe they shouldn't be in a competition of people on different levels.
They are extremely proficient.
Yeah, and they're good.
Yeah, so could I.
She nice.
I mean, kendo sticks? Someone's gonna correct me. I'm like, that's what they're called in Japan. I apologize.
I was gonna say, I don't know if kendo sticks are quite as sword-like, but I could be wrong.
Now. Power kick.
Power kick. So just a kick. so just a jump kick. The meatball! The meatball's back.
So the Super Putties are made out of meatball.
Yes,
So
that's why they're so strong.
So, but that just means they have to eat it, and they're good.
No, because they don't like meatballs. No, they're made from meatball and clay. That's what makes them super.
Oh.
So you can't eat them. And also, she puts them in there in the shape of a poop log.
It means that the Power Rangers will soon be finished.
Half putty, half meatball. The Italian in them makes them super.
If you say so.
I will. I will never not love the sound that Finster's machine makes, which is just a fart.
Were really awesome, huh?
Tommy and Jason are gonna have to learn to work together if they're gonna beat them.
Yeah.
Well, Zach is going to practice with them all day.
Good. Then they'll learn to work as a team.
Isn't that what they've already been doing?
Yeah, for like multiple episodes.
Time to Gung Ho!
Time to Gung Ho.
So so they have larger hands. Is that the big difference?
Basically. And they have different belts.
Oh. Nice!
Oh!
Those guys are tough. I know, they're like a whole new breed of putty.
They're quite super.
Putties and we can't stop them.
You blew that last combination. Hey, he was tired, okay?
I'm surprised like we don't hear like, come on Austin, punch better.
Right, let's go.
They ran all the way over. Billy's like, why didn't we teleport?
I'll take care of her.
He's like, get out of here, Kimberly, go fight. You suck.
To be fair, maybe like he thought she was tired and they could take over.
Or he was like, no,
Nice.
there's a balance beam. Go do gymnastics stuff. That's actually pretty sick. JDF just doing great as always. No commentary here. Just he was amazing. Austin probably gonna be good. Yeah, he's pretty good. Oof.
Ooh, nice.
Wildcat number 1.
Yeah, everybody back to the command center to regroup.
Or just morph.
Yeah, it's not like they got defeated. They were pretty even, but they probably could beat them if they morphed.
That much trouble with putties before.
Yeah, you did.
What is the deal with those clay hands?
They're not ordinary putties, Power Rangers. They're Rita's new Super Putties.
They just started being able to be putties. What are they talking about?
They're made from the Super Putties.
Whoa!
Wait, what?
Indestructible.
How does he have access to that?
Zordon's got secret cameras inside of Rita's base.
You on a quest
If-
to get the weapons
If that's the case, why can't they just find out everything ahead of time?
Because Zordon sucks.
Right, right.
You hold off those super putties as long as you can.
You got it.
All right, it's morphin' time.
Oh. Whoa, whoa. The morph call's way off.
That was very off.
By working together, will you be able to succeed in your mission? The way is treacherous. Use this map, and may the power protect you.
He could have just given them the one map. It's just a map perfectly cut in half. I feel like Kim should be leading the team when Jason's not there. I feel like she earned it.
What is it?
I feel like Kimberly should be leading the team when Jason's not there and not Zach.
So maybe that's why she went last in the morph order.
But Zach's very clearly leading right now.
I know, but that's a bummer then.
I feel like Kim will eventually become like the field leader when the main leader's not there.
Oh, I hope so. Wow, they're like a really darker shade of color.
Well, they also have sword hands, which is pretty cool.
It is cool. It's just so interesting how they look totally different than before.
Axe attack. See, that's pretty crazy that they could just multiply like that.
Mm-hmm.
That makes them kind of super.
It does, and like at least justifies why they're made out of clay a little bit more.
I love how Zordon was like, we're gonna send you two alone to get the weapons. The four of you just go out there and get your ass kicked.
I found the marker. What do you mean you found the marker? You couldn't have done it without my half of the map.
So petty.
Come on, we gotta be on the right path.
Also, again, why did Zordon like not tape it for them or have Alpha Phi tape it?
Because Zordon's trying to teach them to Gung Ho.
Jason and Tommy this test so that they would learn the value of working together.
AKA Zordon is an asshole.
Okay, which is a great lesson, and then what if they don't, and then the world is screwed?
Can we guys, seriously, can we just take a look at Zordon's plan? I'm gonna make Tommy and Jason work together by forcing the four other Rangers who have no problems whatsoever to get their asses beat.
This is too easy. Come on.
That was kind of easy. That was pretty easy.
Is it really?
Oh no, who's this? Oh gosh. You dropped the map!
Oh my god, Tommy, go back!
They
My
both
God.
dropped their maps! Well, I guess they found it. That was reversed too!
Yeah.
they were just both popped up like, ew. I love how very clearly we're in the Japanese footage now because of how awesome the dragon shield looks.
Yeah.
Man, that dude packs a punch. Tommy, are you okay? Yeah. Man, he almost finished us. Yeah. But if we don't get up there soon, our friends will be the ones who'll be finished.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Tommy, I've got the strength to get up the hill faster than you. But you're better with a sword than I am. If we work together, we can beat this thing.
Wait.
What do you say?
When was that ever established?
It doesn't make any sense, but I really like this part.
Take my shield.
For this reason alone, I really like this.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Hey, we're partners, right? Get up there and get those weapons. Tommy, be careful. You too. Then let's do it.
And this is the first time we get to see the Green Ranger costume without
Without-
the shield.
Okay, because I always thought it was just attached to it.
No.
So that's interesting.
I'm okay. Keep going. Cover me.
Which makes no sense because he's the one taking, Tommy's the one taking the hits. So why is Jason? Okay, there we go.
Also, not to be a downer, but how effective is the shield in all seriousness?
You're better than his sword. You're better with the sword than I am. So here, take my sword to shoot energy blasts. Zuranja!
Did you just say they're cray?
They're great.
Oh.
They didn't even bother editing out Zoo Ranger from those things.
can't let them beat us. Jason, we're back. We've got some presents for you. Come
Yeah.
on, sword on. Cut.
Awesome.
Ranger, fire at will.
So does that replace their blasters, or is it just in addition to them?
It's an addition to them. Well, fun fact, you see how they're combined there?
Okay.
You'll never see that again.
Oh my god.
That was just an editing mistake.
All right, guys, now remember, concentrate. We can do this, man. We can do this. We just gotta work together.
Hi, losers.
Yeah, losers. Now don't listen to them. Now remember, teamwork is the key.
Exactly. You score more points when you operate in unison.
The essence of martial arts is self-control and discipline, right?
Hey, are you guys ready?
Yeah. We finally learned how to gung ho, right, partner?
Yeah, I used his thing and he used my thing.
Nice work in defeating the Super Puddies Power Rangers.
Thanks, Zordon. But do we have to fight Titanus again?
That was only a test of your teamwork, Jason. Titanus is really a valuable ally and friend.
Okay, everybody, the finals are just about to begin.
AKA, Zordon is an asshole.
Good luck.
But he's definitely an asshole.
Let's do it to it, fellas.
Even if it was for their betterment, he is an asshole for it.
So this you know what? I take it back. This is definitely not one of my favorites anymore. They edited the shit out of this episode. Titanus is now part of their arsenal. They did a very poor job of showing that.
Yeah.
I love how they're dressed as ninjas and Jason's just in karate pants and tabbies and ninja tabby.
That's it. Come on.
Why do they have boxing gloves on?
Come on! Yeah, come on! Come on!
Oh no, those are sparring gloves. Okay.
Time out on round one. Competitors, please switch places. Hey, I'll take him.
So just a tag team fight.
Also, they literally just said switch places, so I don't know why Jason hesitated.
Because they've definitely put that in there. In post. Well, Tommy clearly just is destroying his guy. Never mind, take it back.
What's wrong with you? Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Time on round two. Both staffs are next.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very confused where the necessity to practice in unison is coming into play now.
I love how they're calling those bow staffs. Yeah, American Gladiator little sticks. Bow staff training. What a weird competition this is. And there's no teamwork involved whatsoever.
No! If anything, like, them practicing off each other made the most sense. At least so far.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe there's like a teamwork round? Okay. No, not. Never mind.
Now keep in mind, Jason's main weapon is a sword. And he beat Tommy in sword combat. But somehow Tommy is better with the sword than Jason. Never mind, I don't think this is one of my favorite episodes. I take that back. I just like, to be honest with you, I just like the part on the mountain. And I thought it was longer than it actually was. There's no Gung Ho!
That's it for this round. And now the final event, doubles combat.
Yeah, I remember this part. I didn't realize it was only the last round.
But like, at the same time, it's like, if they're still going up against a competitor, there was still value in them fighting each other.
Such a weird competition. There's no clear rules. Poor Treaty.
Alright, enough!
Poor Treaty. We won one round! We won!
Wait, they didn't even announce it! He's handed him the trophy!
I'm surprised Trini didn't go, you guys need to Gung Ho. Poor Trini, the director gave her one direction, just to say Gung Ho. Man, the nostalgia glasses were heavy on this one.
I was thinking to myself, I shouldn't doubt you because you hadn't led me astray in terms of the show yet. This might be the first time.
See, the only reason I say that, I think, is because I found Jason wearing the dragon shield for the first time so effing cool.
And to me, that's probably like the most interesting thing about this whole episode, besides the actual fighting. Which, by all means, is still fun to watch.
Everything else was just really stupid.
Yeah. So here's the problem. So they're clearly practicing, like, pretty diligently.
Yeah.
And, like, fighting each other, which is actually what this predominantly was fighting someone else. But apparently that was bad.
Yeah.
And they needed to learn to, like, be synchronized, even though that accounted for a fifth of the entire competition.
Like, this needed to be a two-parter. Like, last episode, they needed to start with the ninja competition, and then we could have a two-parter. Like, because this is technically a two-parter, the Super Puddy saga, but it just, it doesn't feel like a two-parter at all.
Yeah.
It just, you know, it's, another reason why I always like this episode, because I thought it was very tongue-in-cheek how Jason and Tommy bickered, and this is the only time they really do that, and it's so, and as most people know, Austin St. John and Jason David Frank did not get along when they were filming Power Rangers. It was a clash of alpha male ego nonsense. So I think that's why I found it pretty cheeky when I over the years, because I thought like, oh, that's funny. You know, these two guys probably bickered like this all the time, like on set. And then also like the cool things, like I forget what those are called. The things that they use in this episode that they get from the top of the mountain. They're not given a name in the episode. They're given a name by accident, I think, in toy in like later on. I think they're called like the scatter shooters or something. This will be the last time you see them. They were supposed to have a mode where they attach to the blade blaster, and you see that for very, very briefly at the very end of the episode, and you never see them again.
Wonderful.
But Titanus, who you do see again, he just shows up. And they don't even, like, do that half-ass thing that they did at the end of Green with Evil, where it's just like, and this is how he can combine with all the others. Just like, nah, Titanus, he's my boy. Again, Zordon had a Zord hidden this entire time that he forgot to tell them about.
Right, like, wouldn't that have been helpful, like, during Green with Evil, or a lot of times where they were in a tight spot?
And, okay, two things we learned about Zordon this episode. He has cameras in Rita's hideout.
Right! Like, oh my god, like, they could just preemptively prepare for literally anything she ever does.
And he had his Zord hidden.
Right.
Guys, how can you defend Zordon after this episode? Like, he's, whatever. Okay, I'm just...
Yeah, and again, like, I also think it's, like, I get the whole purpose of him trying to force them to team up and learn to work better together, but it's like, okay, like, what if they happen not to, and then you're just gonna doom everything?
My biggest, like, and I always felt this even when I was younger, this episode should have came after Green with Evil. It would have made more sense, right?
Right.
Because Tommy's struggling, Jason's struggling to incorporate this new member onto his team. Because, it's implying, like, Jason can't lead. Like, so the implications there almost like Tommy and Jason are clashing for no reason. Mm-hmm. But if this were to happen after Green with Evil, there would be that tension there. Like, Tommy's, like, they just, like, almost fought to the death.
Which, by the way, I think that actually would have been kind of profound because, by all means, like, Jason's clearly shown to be a nice character, but at the same time, he literally was face-to-face with Tommy. Like, he was literally kidnapped. So you would think, like, there might be a little bit more of that
distrust. He almost died.
Right. You would think that there would be a little bit of distrust, and even if it was all resolved in an episode, it would have been interesting to touch on that.
It would have been interesting structurally to have this app immediately follow that. Mm-hmm. Because it would make more sense for Jason to not be able to work on a team with Tommy right away.
Right.
Because they both have this trauma that they're dealing with. Tommy, like, man, do I really fit in with these people? And Jason, like, man, how do I incorporate this guy who almost killed me?
Right. And, like, by all means, there might be that conflicting sense of, hey, this guy's a ranger now, and he's clearly a great fighter, so maybe I'll team up with him for this competition. But he also still has some unease about him. Like, if any of that was addressed at all, that would have been super compelling.
Yeah, because, you know, we we already have, like, what, 4 episodes where they're working together perfectly fine and they have no problem with each other. So it kind of, like, so this episode really leaves a bad taste. Like, it makes no sense structurally.
Yeah, like, if there's any, like, even episode 3 titled Teamwork, I think, was a better example of them learning to work together. Even though that itself wasn't necessarily a great example of it either, but even that was better, I think.
Yeah, because Jason and Tommy especially, like, they've worked together exclusively in one of the past 4 episodes.
Yes!
So it's like, it makes no sense for them not to have this teamwork down pat yet.
Right.
So it's just, it's really felt like forced conflict this late into Tommy's tenure as a Power Ranger. I think if you would have just brought that in sooner, I think it would have worked so much better.
Or if they, at the very least, like, yeah, they kind of shoehorn it in while they're going up against the Zord with, like, here's your strength, here's mine. But, like, if there was maybe, like, a clear strength and weakness they each had preparing for the ninja finals, like, even that would have made more sense.
Yeah, like I pointed out, like it makes no sense. Like, it would have made more sense if Jason's like, you're strong, like, your ranger powers are stronger. Here, take my sword. You could blast. Titan is stronger. Give me your shield. I will be the one to run up the hill. That would mean, but he's like, here, you're better than a sword with him. And in my head, I'm thinking, his main weapon's a sword. He beat Tommy in a sword fight, like, 5 episodes ago. How is Tommy better at it with a sword than Jason? And then Jason's like, I'm stronger to make it up the hill. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So again, like, I like the execution. I like Jason wearing the shield and Tommy getting the sword, and like, but they should have said offense, defense, not you're better at a sword. You're better with a sword. I'm stronger.
And that's the thing, to where it's like, I get that they were kind of limited because of the Sentai footage, but like, that doesn't change the fact that the writing didn't entirely make sense.
The Sentai footage was fine there. The writing was the big problem.
Yeah, but
because here's the thing, Tommy's very clearly the stronger ranger.
Yeah.
And not in the sense of like Tommy's the best ranger ever. It's just factually, and this episode proves it, his ranger powers are stronger than the other 5 because he has that dragon shield. It comes with his suit. And it's clearly an enhancement power. And Jason getting it is the first time we've seen a standard ranger get an enhancement mode, which we will see later on in the series.
Right, and we know literally from his debut, like, at minimum, he's equal to Jason as a martial artist.
Yeah.
At minimum.
Yeah.
And never mind that, like you said, he's already proven that he's superior, but at the same time, it's like, there's no doubting his abilities.
You want to know what frustrates me now? Since we're marathoning these episodes, what frustrates me the most about this episode is there's been so little plot development for Jason as a character. His arc is so small as a character. And Green with Evil really gave him an arc. And if they would have tacked this on to Green with Evil, if this would have been an epilogue for Green with Evil, it would have worked so much better as a character study for both Jason and Tommy. And it would have made them both better characters.
Right.
But I feel like having it now, it's just like, they're kind of just dumb teenagers.
I was gonna say...
And they're both clearly not. They're both very capable human beings.
And I wanted to say this. The only person who's had even less development, at least as of late, is Trini, whose biggest contribution was repeating the episode title ad nauseum.
I did not. I know she said it like 3 times in the beginning. I forgot she said it like 17 times during the episode. Even Kimberly said it.
Which is, again, within reason, fine.
I felt bad.
Even though at the same time, the message also gets kind of lost a little bit.
It gets so lost because they are a team. They gung ho all the time.
Yeah, so... And again, if they, like, establish some reason, like, why they're struggling in this specific instance, that's literally all they needed.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so little time. But if this would have followed Green with Evil, we would have already known as the audience why they're struggling to work together. But, you know, whatever. It's fine. It's Power Rangers. But imagine if Saban wasn't such a lazy, cheap person, Haim Saban, and he actually, like, cared about character development. This could have been such an amazing, like, addendum to Green with Evil, this episode.
Exactly, because, like, regardless of everything leading up to it, the actual ninja finals were still fun to watch, and it's great seeing them able to fight. It's
always good to see Austin St. John and Jason David Frank show off their martial arts skills. They're both extremely talented martial artists. They're both extremely athletic guys at their age at this time, and still to this day, Austin St. John, I really haven't seen him practice much, but I know that, you know, JDF rest in peace, he was always he was a highly skilled martial artist. So have them be able to show off their martial arts is always fun because they're good at it. But yeah, a little disappointing.
And again,
I was really excited to watch this episode.
And honestly, like, I can't even say it's like atrocious beyond belief because I don't even know if we've had any episodes that are like that bad. I would say this is par for the course. I think it's only because you were so excited that my expectations were probably a little higher.
I think I wrote this episode in my head better than the execution because it hasn't been that long since I rewatched this episode. I probably rewatched this one like maybe a year or two ago. Like, and I've seen this episode so much, but I think I'm just so caught up in the things that have, like, because there are some major moments in this episode, like again, like Jason wearing the dragon shield and Titanus and, you know, the Super Puddies.
I think and just in general, I think that rewatching stuff that we're nostalgic for is incredibly different when a first-time watcher is with you, because then it's like, how do I, like, rationally explain this to someone who doesn't expect it? Because when it's just you, it's like, you can kind of rely on what you already assume about it.
Yeah, and also when we watch these together, and when I watch this with you, I'm trying to view it from your perspective.
Right.
So for me, I'm watching... This is the 26th episode in Power Rangers. I'm trying to forget everything that comes after and only focus on what came before.
Right.
And this episode is so poorly paced and like things are just thrown in your, like Titanus. Like knowing that, having future knowledge of Titanus, yeah, it's cool that he's here. So me watching it by myself, yeah, that's cool. Oh, Titanus, you know. Some things that happen in this episode are cool because of things I know later. Yeah. But like to objectively view it, like this is the, in our Ranger reactions, this is the 26th one, right? So so I'm only taking information from the previous 25 episodes and bringing it into this one. And it's just...
And that's not to say that future episodes might not allow for certain things to pay off. I mean, this episode alone helped the Super Putties pay off more. So that's not to say...
Meatballs.
But that's also not to say that within the confines of the single episode, that needs to kind of, like... try to wrap up its own narrative in one go, doesn't have its own shortcomings.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
Yeah, sometimes stories need to breathe, and I think this story needed to breathe a lot. Needed to be 2 episodes. But what are we going to do? Can't do anything about it now. It's cool to know that Tommy's... I always found it really cool to think that Tommy's has a regular, like, costume underneath the shield. Right. It's not just like green there. He has like the white diamonds.
Oh yeah, because like I always just kind of I assumed that the shield was just part of his uniform. So the fact that he actually does truly match them is interesting to me.
Yeah, no, it's a shield. You can give it to people, but yeah, I'm kind of.
I think we've said literally everything we can.
If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and stay up to date on all of our latest content that we have coming out. We have new Power Ranger content coming out at least once a week, but we have a bunch of stuff coming out this week that I don't want to share because it's a surprise. So stay tuned for that. And Nikki, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Twitter at @EggLordNikki.
And you guys can find me on all of the socials at the MontyVerse. And until next time, guys, stay versed.